.com for more information.
At 1 o'clock and 4 seconds, Brother R.A. OMG, what'd I say? Brother R.A. Yes, this is Unsurpassable Justice. Don't make the wrong name. Don't say the wrong name. Going across the bottom says Unsurpassable Justice, hosted by Brother R.A. Let's get it straight. Alright, and we are in the palatial suite of I see you up there. Yes, yes, yes. And let's not waste time. That was already 41 seconds too long. Let's jump into the mix. Bam. And okay, here, let me just show you this real quick. This is where we are. Central Square. And my memory, for some reason, actually I just had a discussion with one of the brothers who wasn't here back when we were at 1 Kendall Square. But yeah, CCTV has moved 3 times, and I used to ride my bike. And I had that thought this morning about riding my bike to CCTV. But of course, Brother R.A. can't ride his bike because he has seizures and whatnot. So we moved from Kendall Square, 1 Kendall Square, to Prospect Street in Mass Ave. That was the 2nd location, and now we're here at this particular location that you're looking at. This is what the camera looks out down Main Street at that end of Central Square. And yeah, here I am, boom. And no, I didn't hit this week. I just put that up there just to show you how extravagant my shows can go without me being high. I mean, wow. I got into the ride yesterday, and for some reason the young man, he came, knocked on the door, and got me ready to go to Tai Chi, and the conversation with him just was like a throwback and just caused me to start thinking about, okay, so let's conclude with last week's show. Last week's show, I was discussing Brigsby the Bear, a 30-year-old where the parents that abducted him raised him and kept him as a juvenile, and he was fascinated with a stuffed bear, and he never really grew up, never matured. That was Brigsby the Bear. And then there was Brad's Status, where they shot a lot of that in Harvard Square, and you saw the footage. And if not, hopefully it will be on brotherra.com. And because I used the copywritten material, you won't get to see it on the YouTube Brother R.A. channel. You know, I'm breaking the rules and laws and regulations. That's copyright infringement. Be that as it may, nonsense. But white man's world and his bullshit. But so we're dealing with Brad's Status. And he has to impress his son, who is getting into Harvard, and the son jacked up the appointment interview time on the wrong day. So dad has to make some phone calls to, so this is quote unquote Brad's status, how he views himself. So we go from Brigsby, how that white boy views himself, to Brad's Status, to how this white boy views himself being a father figure, and he really don't want to kiss up to his boys and ask his boys to pull strings because he lives a quote-unquote ordinary life and he's not the quote-unquote upper echelon, but he has to call his boy so his boy can make a phone call to get his son the interview that the son fucked up and missed. But I'm like, Brad's status. What is Brother R.A.'s status? And so I got in the ride yesterday and he started talking to me about certain things, and for some reason I ended up sharing the stories about who I am and what am I about? What's R.A.'s status? Who the fuck is Brother R.A.? And Sean just left and he told me, he didn't get to be over at 1 Kendall Square, but if I'm born in 62 and I got on the air at CCTV, it was actually Rick Jarvis outside of the Cambridge Community Center, 5 Callender Street, near that Pentecostal kind of whatever kind of church. Now, Rick said, "Yo, R.A., would you like to produce your own TV show? Yeah, go to CCTV 1 Kendall Square and you can produce and host your own TV show." And so that was in 92. So I've been on the air since 92, been with CCTV with 3 moves. And what is my vocation? What is my purpose? Who am I? What is R.A. about? And in sharing this, in this conversation with this ride driver, talking to him about who I am in my life, and just caused me to go through my mind and start reflecting. So, okay, if I started on the air in 92 at CCTV at 1 Kendall Square, I finished 8th grade at the Martin Luther King Jr. School on Putnam Ave in 1976. I lived across the street from Putnam Gardens, the projects, and went to that particular school, and I remember Miss Key as my 8th grade teacher and sharing and teaching about denotations, connotations, and abstract. And for some reason, writing. I don't know if it was putting it on paper or just being able to communicate a particular thought. Sharing this thought. Sharing my thoughts. Sharing my experiences. Sharing my life was something that I aspired to do. And so, 8th grade, 76, King School, 1980, graduated CRLS, Cambridge Ringe in Latin High School. Well, it was Cambridge High in Latin to start. And by the time I graduated, it was Cambridge Ringe in Latin. 1980, And then I chose Morehouse to go to college. You know, I wanted to fulfill Nana's dream. Nana desired me to be a minister. And back in the day, women weren't ministers. Women couldn't be ministers. Or the mindset that she was of, she couldn't become the minister herself. So she had a daughter, Christine, my mother, and I'm the first boy under my grandmother. And so being the first boy, she wanted me to have that quote-unquote higher calling to be the minister. And so in 1980, I chose to follow in the path of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., following his footsteps. He went to Morehouse, so I started at Morehouse. I did a year on campus in Thurman Hall. Virgil Brown is my roommate. But the next year, I had to move off campus. I couldn't afford campus. I didn't have enough money. Didn't have enough enough funding or whatever. And moved off campus to the other side of Atlanta. I don't remember the name of the street. But yeah, I walked. It was maybe a half an hour, 45-minute walk from Morehouse to the other side of Atlanta. And it's just interesting, you know, being one who desired to be the minister. And the young lady walked past me as I'm walking down Ashby Street. And she's like, I suck your dick for $10. And I'm the reverend, no, that's okay. And then 10 steps later, I'm thinking, wow, get my dick sucked for $10. That's a good deal. But that never happened, no. I wasn't that kind of promiscuous back then at that young age. What I say, this is 92. No, I started CCTV in 92. This is 1981, 82. So 10 years before I started at CCTV. The memories are, some reason, coming back. So yeah, I'm this little young boy, 18, 19, 20 years old, living on the other side of town, telling women no, I don't want to have any kind of activities like that. And, But then, left Atlanta, came home for a while, stayed here, then moved to DC with Shelly. And DC was a good place because that's where I met Jim Granger, the author of A Black Man's Bible. And being one in search, you know, what is my calling? Who am I? What am I about? And then reading A Black Man's Bible, which opened a myriad of book authors and all the types of information you get to hear me articulate on brotherra.com. And so with Shelly in DC, meeting Jim Granger, we fell apart for some reason or whatever. But the knowledge, the information, delving deep into what it means to be a melanin dominant black man seeking my individuality, seeking deep within myself. And yeah, reading those, Naeem Akbar and Anthony Browder and a lot of those individuals, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing from Hidden Colors, I discussed that a few weeks back, actually having met those individuals and interviewed them and had discussions with them and helping rotate my mind inside my head about who I am to meet myself, to introduce me to me. Who the fuck am I and what am I about? What is life about? And then, I'm gonna be the minister. And for some reason, right there at Union Baptist Church, if you look down Main Street, just behind that little, you see the buildings on the left side, across the street from the left side, there's a black and white church, 874 Main Street, Union Baptist Church. In that particular church, Brother R.A., I gave my initial sermon. And it was accepted by the ministers. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to graduate. I didn't have to, be stamped USDA, grade A, approved and appropriate nigger to serve the Word of God. No, all I had to do is stand in the pulpit and give my sermon. And I do believe it was Melvin G. Brown and Reverend Jeffrey Brown. They were ministers that I remember dealing with back then. And yeah, the ministers accepted my sermon. And so then I became Reverend Richard W. Arthur Jr. after giving my initial sermon. But then, being on this path of, who am I and what am I about? What is life? And then, I'm in the pastor study with the other brothers and being Reverend Richard, and the ministers are like, yo, you see that honey in the fourth pew? She was formed. And for me, as who I am, seeking myself, trying to get to the inner aspect of all that I am and reaching my full potential. And I don't think that that is an appropriate kind of conversation. Yes, I'm into women, but I think there's a side, talking about Brad's status and Brigsby the Bear and all these melanin recessive inbred mutant albino value systems, and I as a melanin dominant thinking black man with a liquid pineal gland, what do I choose as my focus? What's important? What do I value? And I mean, Jim Granger's book, A Black Man's Bible, just started the path in just reading more about what it means to be black or melanin dominant. Understand copulation. You know, it's like impregnate a woman, take advantage of her, or I'm like, wait a minute, that's not, is that a calling? I'm just sharing. I mean, this young white boy, they picked me up yesterday in the ride, and I'm just revealing and start talking about the path that I'm on. You know, 76 was 8th grade, and 80 was high school. 81 was the beginning of Morehouse. And then, boom, I'm up here, 92, I am asked by Rick Jarvis, yo, R.A., would you like to host your own show? I'm like, what do you mean? Create my own content? Develop my own media? Tell my story? Share my thoughts? Share what's valuable and important to me? Hell yeah! Thank you, Susan Fleshman. I love you, Mama. Been here all them years with me. Damn. Been on the air since 92, yo. Every week, sharing a little bit of brotherra.com. And so, creating this media and mindset and value system and exposing, you know, what I experience in life. This minister, the path that I'm on, the choices I have chosen, the decisions that I've made. So, 92, Brother R.A. starts producing and hosting on Cambridge Community Television. What'd I say? Brother R.A. And producing and hosting my own media programming and creating my world, sharing knowledge and information from a different perspective. So, on this particular path, I'm in the ride and I share these thoughts with these people, and they drop me off at 16 Highland Park Ave, Roxbury, going to my Tai Chi class. Today is Wednesday, yesterday was Tuesday. Tuesday, Brother R.A. has class at 10:30 with Master Heej Robinson, a Taoist monk. And I get in there and I start talking to him, and he shares some of his thoughts in saying that, we had gone to up on Fort Hill that Saturday, and one of the students looked at all the other students acknowledging how we were practicing Tai Chi. Tai Chi is meditation in movement. And he makes reference to this student coming up to him saying, look, Heej, everyone else, their movement in performing the 20-minute dance, the 108 different postures in the slow meditative fashion, everyone else has ruffled the ground. Even I know I looked in one of the sweeping kicks or rotating kicks, I know I was heavy on my foot and turned the grass into the soil. But he was telling me that this student came up to where Master Heej had performed the Tai Chi dance. And there was no ruffling of the grass. There was no soil stains, no. So Heej, at 76 years old, black man, melanin dominant individual with a liquid pineal gland, performing flying tiger or performing Tai Chi Chuan. He performed the dance and he was light on his feet and didn't disrupt the earth, disrupt the grass or the soil. And so, I'm not there yet, but I'm on that particular path, talking about who I am, born in 1962, and now it's 2018, gone through all of the Brigsby Bear bullshit, Brad's status, all this nonsensical dear old Morehouse. Oh no, I didn't graduate from college. I don't really mean anything. All I did with my life is become a reverend. Is what I'm discussing important and valuable? Important and valuable or invaluable? Or talking about meditation and movement? and going deep within, reaching that higher level of relaxation within self, learning to deal with the 108 meditation and movement motions, Tai Chi 20-minute dance, and allow my mind to reach a higher level of relaxation within myself. And tap into my divinity. Able to share such knowledge and information through this means of media, preoccupying my mind and my time, and sharing an aspect where an individual can tap deeper into themselves, moving beyond Brad's status and Brigsby the bear, and having communication with a 76-year-old black man that is exercising his ability, grasping a hold of the liquid in his pineal gland, taking his mind to a higher level of relaxation. Going deeper within self, healing, mind over matter. What you think matters. Sharing such level of thought and consciousness remembering Miss Key and denotation, connotation, and abstract. Are you capable of grasping the denotation of my words, the connotation of my words, and the abstract thought of you capable of tapping into yourself, your own divinity? Is media important? Media meaning the things you hear, the things you see, the things you smell. I don't wish to be derogatory, but mind control. Sean just shared a story about an elephant and a string. And because the elephant had always been tied to the string and the stake in the ground. He never challenged it, never pushed. I mean, the elephant, which was much bigger than the stick, much bigger than the string. All the elephant had to do was get up and walk away from the string and pull the stake out. But because it has always been held captive and didn't think it could move or pull the stake and the string out, the elephant was much bigger than both. But because it never challenged the aspect, so then it stayed submissive and succumbed. Now, the thoughts that I'm sharing, are you capable of reaching through the denotative, the definition level of words, through the connotations of what I'm expressing in my articulation and communication through this means of media? Are you capable of allowing yourself to go deep within the abstract of who you are? The abstract and depth of awareness and consciousness of your individuality. No, what's wrong with my nose? My nose keep itching. I'm dealing with some issues or something. My own she is messing with me, but that's alright. So, you consider yourself capable and competent to do something more with yourself and with your thought and your mind, more than, I gotta go to work, I gotta put the cap on the bottle, cap on the bottle, cap on the bottle, cap on the bottle, cap on the bottle. I gotta do that 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I deserve to earn a dead slaveholder. I need the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Is it? Or are you just a dumb, stupid motherfucker? An elephant held by a stake and a string. Stake in the ground, and here's the string holding on to you. And you're stuck there and you won't allow your imagination or your mind to evolve. No, I gotta do this. Yeah, folks are like that. All right, stop doing that. But most people, that's what y'all do. The same fucking shit 40 hours a week. I'm the minister, Reverend Richard. I'm going to teach you to believe in an energy outside of yourself. Oh yes, walk by faith, not by sight, for faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Yes, believe in God. I need the blood of Jesus Christ. Oh Lord, please send your son down and save my stupid, dumb black ass. I need the blood of Jesus to save my poor, stupid ass. go to work on a plantation for massa, keep your psyche unevolved, keep your psyche, I mean, you don't even fill up the head of a pen with your own individual thought. You have so much capacity within your own psyche of who you are as a divine energy. But you don't tap in. You're held by a string to a stake. You're the elephant, and I'm stuck right here, and I'm within I know not to move my hand outside the frame. No, this is as far as I can go. I can't get no farther than that. No, 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 no. It's illegal to go up there. So, Brother R.A. creating his own media. 1992, 1 Kendall Square to 2018. Let's put this month in here too, so I know it's May 2nd. Wednesday, May 2nd, 1:41. 2018. Expanding the envelope of thought. I was on WMBR 88.1 FM. Got kicked off at MIT Radio. That was on Memorial Drive. Used to ride my bike over there, doing the music, and then started talk shows, and then I got into a talk show dealing with mind control, dealt with the authors of Transformation of America, the true life story of a CIA mind-controlled slave. And one of the doctors, Steven Spielberg, is that it? No, that's somebody, no. Steven Pinker, How the Mind Works. He heard the show, and that motherfucker got me kicked off of MIT Radio because I was dealing with some of his project element and dealing with mind control and media manipulation and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I got kicked off of MIT Radio, I got kicked off of Brown Radio, I got kicked off of Brown. Oh, was it Northeastern? It might have been Northeastern. I think it was a total of 4 different radio shows, but thank goodness for CCTV. 4 different radio stations. I can't remember all of them. Was it RB? No. It was Northeastern. Northeastern, Brown, MIT. Those 3 college radio stations. There was another one. I can't remember what other one I got kicked off of, because I chose to be Reverend R.A., not Reverend Richie under the slave name, serving an energy outside of self, but been on this particular path, the media path, since 92, so you get this far. But I've been with Master Heej at least 20 years. I've been practicing Tai Chi for 20 years. Because if I'm, wait a minute, 56. So if I started at CCTV in 92, I can't remember when I started with math. I do believe it was, if I'm 56, 46, 36, so maybe it's about 36. 20 years practicing meditation and movement. And then, can you imagine having this level of thought, process, and consciousness, and activation, and relaxation, and being RA status? Going that deep into my individuality and that deep into my spirituality, and then if I am the yang energy and I'm balancing myself with some yin energy, that's a polite way of putting that, right? That's not nasty and too vulgar. But can you imagine Brother R.A. tapping into the depth of awareness and consciousness, and then being able to be intimate with yin energy? But how many women are even aware that such energy exists and are capable of feeling or tapping into or being balanced? I mean, yin and yang, balancing male and female. You tap into your own divinity, your own spirituality, your own cognizance. Alright, I'm just gonna, do I have my glasses readily available? And I'll conclude reading some Tao. I get about 10 minutes left. But I hope I pulled some things together and shared some thoughts that instigated thought process for you, an individual, to go beyond the frame of your mind, the frame of your brain, the frame of your muscle, especially melanin dominant individuals with a liquid pineal gland. To go deep within self, deep within the consciousness, and understanding and acknowledging that we have been used, abused, and manipulated by the various forms of media. Alright, my chi led me to farmers, 244. Plain country. Plain country folks with rounded bodies. Skin turning to bronze in the valley heat. Why talk to them about Tao? They eat when they are hungry. They sleep when they are sleepy. Even a sage with infinite permutations could not match their simplicity. Do you want to know about simplicity? Go live with go live with farmers. Their daily activities are coordinated with the seasons. They are close to the earth. And they do not spend their time figuring out how to attain status. They are honest and plain. They make no distinction between who they are as individuals and who they are as farmers. Those of us who live in cities would be hard pressed to equal the farmer in simplicity. Simplicity, after all, is what Tao most celebrates. Who needs to know all the digits of pi? Who needs to engineer a new monetary policy? Who needs to strive for political office? None of these things is necessary to be a human being. Give up unnecessary things. $2.45. Garden. Blinding heat divides day from night. Brands short shadows into funked soil. F-E-C-U-N-D. Soil. Green tendrils. Heavy with beans. Coil around rustic bamboo racks. Violet flowers gape erotically among velvet leaves. A single gourd contains the entire world's dream. There is a great comfort in growing your own food. You are close to the soil. You use the basic elements: water, sunlight, earth, air, and plants. For your work, your sustenance, your pleasure, you nurture your garden from seedlings to mature plants, tending, pruning, weeding. Year after year, you see cycles come and go. From sprouting to harvest, to withering, to seeding again. You eat your plants to live. You don't mind. And you don't mind, and they don't mind. Someday, you'll fall back to this earth, back into the sun-baked dirt, and you will become food for the plants. It's a way of all life. And it's all very agreeable. those who follow Tao say that all reality is like a series of nestling circles, microcosm within macrocosms. What is close at hand is a microcosm of what is far away. Why search all over for Tao? It is all contained in the seeds of the gourd growing in your garden. I've just read Garden 245, so that was 244 farmers opposite 245 garden. What a ceremonial show on this May 2nd. Thank you for tuning in to Brother R.A. and all I had to say today. And think, it's not illegal yet. Are you capable of thinking into the depths of your divinity, your spirituality, your cognizance? Peace.